Yo, what's good? What's good? Shout out. What's going on? Thanks for stopping by, man. Let's talk about this. Your boy Tekashi finally got touched. How y'all feel about it, man? How y'all feel about Tekashi getting punched in the head, man? I know a lot of people gonna be happy about this. You know, I know some people say that he need to get worse. What are y'all feelings on it? How y'all feel, man? What's going on? Talk to me. Word. So if y'all haven't seen it yet, man, Tekashi 6ix9ine was punched in the head last night leaving a Miami strip club. He was walking out, looked like he had security with him, and some dude sidelined him. Yeah, some dude sidelined him. So, what's good, that Boricua gang? What's good, brother? How y'all doing? How you doing, man? Salute to you. Yeah. So, what y'all think, man? What y'all think about this whole, Tekashi getting punched in the head? You know, I know a lot of people feel like he deserves a lot worse. So, like I said, I just want to get a feeling on what y'all feel. I want to see how y'all feel about it. Did he, y'all happy? Y'all sad? Is enough? Like what's going on? How we feel about this, my people? My feeling is he's lucky. You know what I mean? Ha, Steve O, what's good? What's good? Yo, Boricua, what's good, boy? Everybody that shows love, man. I appreciate y'all. But my feeling on it is just is what it is, man. When you going out there, you starting all type of trouble, and you're asking for this, and it's you when you call on the devil, man, he appears, man. And to me, Tekashi for the longest has been, you know, just daring people to touch him, daring people to touch him, and he finally got touched. Now, this ain't really, nothing in the grand scheme of things. He just got punched in the head. I mean, I think everybody, you know, been punched in the head before. But it just goes to show you, man, that there's crazy people. And let's be even realer for him. For him, he should know that he's so hated that the person that punched him in the head did it just off GP. He didn't have nothing to do with the case. I guarantee you, he knows nobody involved in the case. But where's the footage, Steve-O? It's on TMZ. If you got TMZ on your Instagram, or you got DJ Academics on your Instagram, they both got it up right now. It just came through. Everybody, everybody on Clubhouse is starting pages on it. So I figured I'd go live and see what y'all thought about it. Um, yeah, so go check it out there real quick. It's about a 30-second clip. You see him walking past people in the club. It look like he's exiting the club, and some dude just comes up and just sneaks one in right, over his shoulder, and punches him on the side of his head. Um, so like I said, he needs to be mindful that, listen, you so hated that it don't have to be. It's gonna come from anywhere, any direction. You know what I mean? He said, "I need a good laugh." Yeah, man. Can y'all hear me, man? I just got a phone call. I don't know how this shit works. If I can't. But yeah, so what I was saying is, man, he got to understand that he's hated so much that he's gonna have any anywhere he goes, he's gonna have maniacs that are willing to try him or do something. Like I said, he's lucky. He's lucky that this dude wasn't a fucking maniac that had a gun and tried to shoot him. Because, like I said, I guarantee you, this dude, whoever did this, and I'm not saying that he's wrong. He moved on his feelings. Whatever he felt he had to do, he did it, and that's fine with me. But what I'm saying is, he's so hated that it could come from anywhere. He could be chilling at a restaurant. It'll be somebody that's just gonna come up and just because they want clout or whatever, or they just want to be known or famous, whatever the case, whatever you want to call it, they're gonna swing on him or they're gonna do worse to him. But he's inviting all this. He's inviting all that. This is the energy. I believe in energy, and when you put certain type of energy out there, you're gonna receive that and more. And this is what he likes to do. He likes to antagonize people. He likes to put out the energy and all this crazy negativity out into the world. And he's gonna get it back. I did a video on him with the whole giving of the money and all that shit. That's good. But when you go and you compound that and you constantly antagonizing and starting shit with people, man, the world has the universe has a way of balancing things out, and nobody leaves unscathed. If you out here doing dirt, eventually, yeah, you might get away with it for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, but you're gonna get yours in the end. Trust me, it always catches up to you. Um, so this is what it is. Like I said, it's a minor thing. He didn't get stabbed. He didn't get shot. You know, and he needs to be thankful for that. But in the same token, he needs to understand that, you know, when you keep on calling for this and talking shit to people and inviting this type of violence towards you, you're gonna get met with violence. People are gonna take you up on this offer. So my advice to him, man, is, I think Tekashi has a lot of people around him that are just yes men. They don't tell him what's real. And he is so caught up and in love with the fame and the famous life that he's willing to do anything to keep himself. And he doesn't he doesn't get that he's like, listen, you're done as far as like the street shit and all that. He still wants that recognition, and I don't understand why. It's the streets that got you in the bullshit that you was in. So why would you still be coveting that sort of love and recognition? At this point, let it go. Do what you got to do. You still are lucky. You're still lucky enough to have a lot of fans. Focus on your music. Do whatever you have to do. Stay out the way. All this talking shit and trying to be a super tough guy and all this stuff, man, that shit don't work. Once you do what you did, nobody believes you and nobody cares. And the good thing about it is that nobody cares, is that your fan base, your core fan base, which is probably a lot of younger kids, they don't care. They don't care whether you snitch. They don't care if you're a gangster. They don't care about none of that. They care about your music. So focus on that. All this shit that you do and the extra shit about talking to people and talking about people and antagonizing people and telling everybody the SMD and antagonizing people's dead fucking homies and all that. That shit gonna lead you to something real bad that you really don't want. Yeah, he got lucky. It could have been worse. You damn right, Steve-O. It could have been a lot worse, and it probably will be. This is just the beginning. Like I said, eating or whatever, and the wrong person spot him, and people are so crazy nowadays that they'll take a shot at you, or they'll shoot, they'll stab you, they'll do whatever. It could and it will get a lot worse if he keeps inviting this, because his big fixation is to try to show people how tough he is. When we've already seen it with our own eyes, dude, you're not tough, bro, and that's okay. It's okay that you're not tough. I'll be the first to tell you. I'm not like that. I'm not tough like that. I've done certain things. I do what I have to do. But I'm not out here trying to be super tough guy and running around acting like I'm this and that and the third, man. I would be lying to y'all if I said that. I was a dude that was getting money. And yes, I've done some things. And yes, I do what I have to do to defend myself. But other than that, you don't have, I'm not out here trying to act like I'm super duper like murder, death, kill, dude. That's not me. That's not me. And I'm comfortable in that. I'm comfortable in my skin. And that's what I'm trying to tell Tekashi. You have a lane. You have a whole bunch of followers, a whole bunch of young people that, for whatever reason, they fuck with you. They like your music, they like your style, they like your antics, whatever the case may be. But stay in your lane, man, because it's gonna get bad for you. You're gonna wind up catching a bad one. That's the bottom line. You're gonna wind up catching a bad one. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm trying to tell him. You know what I mean? For real though, he needs to realize that at the end of the day, it's gonna get ugly for him. It's gonna get ugly for him because, like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg. This kid just, this dude, whoever he is, just suitor. Somebody's gonna try to one up him. Or you punch him in the head, now watch me, I'm gonna cut him. Or you know what I mean? Or I'm gonna shoot his ass. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna bring that sort of energy to you. And I don't know why you want to do it. You're a millionaire, you're rich, You can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of good. You can do a lot of bad. I don't know what you're choosing to do, but I don't understand why you still want to portray this thug image and all that shit. That shit is played out, bro. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is the ultimate truth. That people that are that really were in the streets, that really were involved in all this shit, whether it be gang banging or hustling or anything that has to do with real street shit, bro, they don't want to be involved in that shit, man. When you get to a certain age where you just like, man, this shit is corny. If you still in the streets and you dibbling and dabbling, you just trying to make certain moves to make sure you're all right and keep it pushing. You're not trying to be front line and center and all this shit and doing all this other extra shit to try to get yourself into more trouble. You know what I mean? You obviously didn't learn from your experience. You know why you didn't learn? Because you didn't pay for your experience. That little punk ass year that you did in the feds, probably in PC, and of course you had all the money in the world, so you were eating good as far as, and you were living as good as you could live it during your, in the circumstances that you were in. So you didn't really get to feel it. You didn't get to feel it like when you see people in jail, some people, and I, like I said, every time that I've been in jail, I've been blessed. I've had my own. I've done what people love me and have helped me and held me down. And I've always had people to call me and me to call and write me letters and send me pictures. And I've always had money on my book. I've always been good. I've always been able to do and live as good as you possibly could in the circumstances that I was in. But when you see what really like the other 98% of dudes is going through in jail, yo, they going through it. And that's why I said with Tekashi, he didn't learn because he didn't really get burnt like that. He didn't get hit, he didn't get hurt. If they would have sat his ass down, if the judge would have said, yeah, you snitched, you did everything you did, but they would have given him 6, 7 years, and he would have had to sit down for 4 or 5 of those, he probably would have came out with a different outlook. But since he only did a year, and like I said, under the circumstances, he was living good, he was eating good, he knew that he was gonna come right back out and be lit and all this shit. He didn't take it, he didn't look at it and take it as a loss. To him, it just made, it emboldened him to say, oh, well, I got away with it. That's the whole thing about, consequences and repercussions. When you just get away scot-free with shit, you don't really learn nothing from it. It takes, like when your mom tells you don't touch the stove, you're gonna get burnt. You don't learn it till you burn your hand. At least I didn't. I'm hard headed, and I know there's a lot of people that probably feel the same way. If I'd have listened to a lot of things that a lot of people told me, especially my parents, I probably would have been better off. But you have to learn. Experience is the best teacher. People could tell you and all this other shit, but until you experience it for yourself, you're not gonna learn. My message to Tekashi is stop this bullshit, because I'm telling you, the next time the dude is gonna one up this dude. Oh, he punched him. We gonna try to jump him, or we gonna try to stab him, or cut him, or fucking shoot his ass, or whatever. Because, like I said, it's scary for when you know who you got beef with. It's like it is what it is. Like I know I got beef with a certain block. Stay the fuck away from that block, right? So, more than likely, if you stay away from that block, you stay away from wherever those dudes frequent, whether it be a shopping area that they live by or whatever, you can probably get away with, not running into them or whatever. But in Tekashi's case, you have so many people that fucking hate you all across the country, no matter where he goes, he's gonna have people that so-called live by the street code and are gonna fucking, try to move on him, or you know, try to get clout off him. That's another thing that you have to worry about. Because this dude didn't do it because of Shoddy and Mel and Crippy and all these other dudes that got locked up in the indictment because of you. He did it off of pure clout. Now I guarantee you, within 24 hours, this dude, whoever he is, I don't know if he went to jail, I don't know if he got stomped the fuck out, I don't know what happened to him. But within 24 hours to 48 hours, this dude will be coming out and trying to gain notoriety from this, because that's what he did it for. Ultimately, he did it because he just wants to get a name, and that's what I'm saying. You live in a dangerous life. He didn't even get touched. Yo, he might not have, but the point of the manual, shout out to you, Daniel, is that he tried him. That's what I'm saying. He didn't get touched this time. All right, good. You know what? At the end of the day, whatever. He didn't get touched. Good for him. But the next time he might not be as lucky, and the next time the dude might have a gun instead of a fucking fist. That's the point I'm trying to say, is that you keep playing these games, And at this point, you're gonna catch a bad one. You're gonna catch a bad one. That's what it boils down to. And I don't think he wants that. Takashi's not really like that. He wants to portray this image. He wants to, perpetuate like he's some sort of gangster, whatever the case may be. When we already seen it in many different occasions, you're not a gangster, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to not be a gangster. Nobody. There are millions of people. No, no, no. Hold on. There are billions of people in this world that are not gangsters and are comfortable with not being gangsters. There's billions of them. You know, there's billions of people that are not gangsters and are very, very comfortable not being gangsters, and they live good lives. Because you know what? At the end of the day, being a gangster is it's not a listen. It doesn't ain't good for gangsters. You know what I mean? It don't ain't good. Mr. Street Smarts, salute to you. Barry Small, salute to you. Salute to everybody that stopped in. At the end of the day, gangsters live and they fucking they 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 end up really, really regretting a lot of their choices. A lot of gangsters end up in a federal penitentiary or a state fucking prison, or they end up in jail. I mean, they end up dead, or they end up broke with nothing to show for any. That's this is sad. If you from the hood, man, listen. How many of us that grew up in these neighborhoods heard all of our OGs? Yo, salute, salute. What's going on, my man? SB in the building. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to the whole West Coast, LA in the building. Um, how many of these dudes that we grew up under, our so-called OGs and all that, had all this money? Talk about all this money they had in the 80s and touching all this money and running through all this money and have nothing to show for it today. Absolutely nothing. These dudes that like at the end of the day, man, I'm not knocking anybody for living the way that you gotta live, but he doesn't have to live that way. Like there are certain people that live in these neighborhoods and are empowered that have circumstances that lead them to the streets. He is not one of these people. This dude is a millionaire. He's a millionaire with I'm sure that he gets paid on so many. He gets paid from YouTube. I'm sure he has. This dude has 27 million followers on Instagram. Like this dude has money coming in every which way possible. And for you to still be trying to act and be tough after you snitched on everybody, like I said, you can say whatever you want about the streets. There is one rule in the streets: you don't snitch. Salute, bros. Like so. Yo, salute to you, Mr. Street Smarts. You don't snitch. That's the only rule. If you do something with your man's girl, it's messed up. You a foul dude, but that shit ain't written in the streets that you can't do something with your man's girl. This shit ain't written in the streets that you can't rob your connect. That's not part of the street code. Everybody wants to listen. There's really only one rule: don't snitch. You could do it. The streets is a free for all. You could rob whoever you want. You could do whatever you want as long as you're willing to pay with the consequences. Now you could go rob the connect. Yeah, you could do that. But keep that same energy when he put money on your head and he go and you got a couple dudes looking for you to knock your head off. That's the same shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole thing. Now, yeah, you could go fuck your man's girl while he's in jail, but when he find out when he come home, understand that he might be coming for you. And you got to keep that same energy and understand that those are the consequences that come with it. That's why I said really the only real rule in the street is don't snitch. Don't tell. That's it. Everything else goes. You just gotta be able to live with and deal with the consequences that come behind your actions. And that goes to anything in life. In life, when you do dirt, you get dirt. In life, when you do good, sometimes you get dirt anyway. Because that's the way life is. It's not fair. Life will never be fair. People that are looking for life to be fair, I don't know what to tell you because life just ain't fair. Because if life was fair, man, a lot of us would have more. A lot of us would have more than we have. You know what I mean? Like my grandmother was a saint and all that. Like I feel like people like I feel like there are a lot of people that have the most shit are the most evil people. So life ain't fair. You know what I mean? But get back to he caught that little dude Perkio and got caught. Yeah, I just saw the footage he missed. Yeah, Barry Smalls. It looked like he attempted it. You know what I mean? He attempted it. That's all that matters. That's all that really matters at the end of the day is that he attempted it. He swung on him. And my thing is, this time he ain't get caught. Next time he might get caught, and he might get caught bad. Goomba, what's good? What's good? Shout out to everybody that's checking in, man. Much love to everybody. You know, he got swung on. I'm just saying, the next time the dude might have a gun in his hand. He might be walking out of a store or whatever, or out of a club. Or you never know, man. You never know. This world is crazy. You never know. He swung too damn late. Yeah, you know what I mean. Listen, man. He's lucky. He's lucky because at the same time, man, I'm telling you, the next time he might not be this lucky, my people. You feel me? Punch was not landed, but it was attempted. That's all I'm saying. It was attempted. Yeah, it didn't land cleanly, or maybe it grazed him, or maybe it didn't even. He just felt the wind, or whatever the fucking case may be. The point is, the dude that swung on him don't got nothing to do with nothing that happened. He didn't get snitched on. He didn't. His peoples didn't get snitched on. He's just some random dude that seen him in the club and took a shot at him. And that's what I'm saying. He has a whole bunch of people like that. No matter where he go, he could be in Milwaukee and he'll be walking out of a club and there'll be some crazy motherfucker that say, "Oh, that's 6ix9ine," and try to get clout off of it. And he's inviting this energy. He is. He's inviting this energy. You know why? Because there are a lot of dudes that snitch that they fall back and they go back into the. Let's talk about Alpo inviting the energy. Alpo, if he would have stayed his ass in the cut, they say he was in a witness protection in Maine. If he would have stayed his ass in Maine, he'd have been alive today. But what happened? He want to come back to Harlem. He want to antagonize people. He want to act crazy. He want to take pictures and try to keep people under pressure and keep that persona that he had all his life. And what happened? He wound up getting murdered. That's what happens when you keep on going and you keep on. Now let's talk about Sammy the Bull. Sammy the Bull snitched on arguably the biggest gangster in our generation. Arguably, John Gotti was the biggest don of my generation. I could say there's nobody bigger than John Gotti. He snitched on him. Sammy the Bull is alive and well and running around. BX for real NYC. Yeah, here we go, man. Don't start on the chat, man. But my point is, if he would just stay to himself, stop talking so much shit, he'd be all right. He'd be all right. He really he. But when you keep antagonizing and like you said, like who brought that up with the thing about the fake dirt? Yeah, he did that. Last Dawn. Nah, I mean, yeah. Listen, the big. I said he was all right. Let's go. Who is a bigger name than John Gotti? Who do you want to name? If you're gonna go back to Lucky Luciano and Al Capone, okay, fine. I'm talking about from the '80s to now. Who was a bigger don than John Gotti as far as mafia is concerned? Because you got me lost now. They pick and choose what rat to jack and attack. I don't know. Maybe I don't know who. Listen, a lot of people pick and choose because there's rats walking around every hood in America. Frank Matthews, I never heard of him. Respect to him. Respect to Frank Matthews. I don't know where he's from. I don't know where he's from. Oh no, you talking about a cartel? I'm not talking about. I'm talking about mafia. I'm talking about like if we're gonna go to cartel, then there's nobody better. There's nobody bigger than El Chapo. I don't know Frank Matthews. I don't know these other. I'm just giving an example, my guy. Like, don't take it literal. I'm just saying. To me, John Gotti, at the last 40 years, was probably the most well-known gangster as far as mafia is concerned. That's what I'm talking about. But that's neither here nor there. What I was trying to point out is that Sammy the Bull Gravano isn't out here antagonizing people and talking shit. You know what I mean? That's a fact, Mr. Street Smarts. He did. That was what ultimately took him down, was that he didn't know when to just sit down and just accept. You beat the government, you beat him on a couple of cases, lay low. But he wanted to keep going. But my point about Sammy the Bull is that he's not out here talking shit and rubbing it in the mafia's face like, yeah, I'm free, fuck y'all niggas, because eventually they probably get tired of it and clip his ass. But they not doing that. He's not doing that. He's out here. He's doing whatever he's doing. I think he got a little podcast and all this other shit. He's trying to keep himself, you know what I mean? He's trying to keep himself low and get his little bit of money or whatever the case may be. And he's living. But when you got a dude like 6ix9ine, you got dudes like Alpo who want to be out here talking crazy, acting like it can't happen, it's gonna happen. It is. That's bottom line. It's gonna happen to you. I don't know what to say, but I know that Tekashi needs to look at it and and understand. Good looking out, Mr. Street Smarts. He need to understand, man, that he's lucky today. He's lucky that that dude didn't have a gun. He's lucky because they would have blew his head off or he would have attempted it. And Tekashi really doesn't want that. Like, you're not that person. And like I said, it's all right to not be super thugged out, super gangster. It's a right to be that. But when you sitting there and we know you're not like that, and you still antagonizing and calling Dirk and all these other dudes 42 Doug and whatever, even fuck the rappers. It's not even about the rappers because the rappers, they not even nobody. I'm saying he looks like it wasn't a clean hit. Yeah, road to good, or is it road to God? I don't know, but whatever. It didn't. It don't look like he got hit cleanly. That's fine, but that's not the point. The point is he got swung on. He got tried. And eventually this dude missed. The next dude or the next dudes or the next whatever might not miss. You know what I mean? The next, come on now, man. The next dude might be, you know what I mean? Might land a punch or worse. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing about it, man. I know one thing. 6ix9ine really he's testing the waters, man, and I just see it ending badly for him, man. And there's a lot of people that are gonna be happy. Just like when Alpo died, there was a lot of people saluting and happy, and you would have thought, you know what I mean? It was crazy. Because at the end of the day, man, you just what the fuck? You did some shit and you gotta stand on it. You know what I mean? Like people don't forget. That's one thing that I want you to remember too, as far as it. People do not forget. People don't forget. It could be 5 years later, 10 years later, people are gonna remember what you did. So when you do shit in the hood, when you do shit to anybody, it don't even have to be in the hood. When you do shit to anybody, just understand that they're not gonna forget what you did. And time doesn't heal all wounds. Believe me. Some people want that get back. And Tekashi, like I said, man, you dealing with a whole bunch of angry people and a whole bunch of clout chasers. Those are probably even more dangerous than, like I said, forget about the rappers. Forget about all the Little Dirk. Little Dirk is not going to shoot you. He's not going to shoot you. 42 Doug is not going to shoot you. Fabio Foreign, he's not going to shoot you. You got to worry about ignorant motherfuckers in the street that still live by the quote unquote street rules, that if they catch you slipping, they might take their shot. Or you got to worry about a clout chaser that's sick enough to think that he could kill you, go to jail, and come home and still get clout. Like, people are sick in the mind, and you got to understand that. You know what I mean? Tekashi, you looking for something? You know what I mean? You know that, yeah. That, yo, people ain't playing. BX for real, MIC, yeah, this dude crazy. Yo, you know that. Like, people don't forget. They gonna get back. They gonna get theirs. You know what I'm saying? So look, my people, y'all be good out there, man. Y'all stay safe. Like I said, if y'all haven't seen the video already, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, man. I don't want to go rambling on too much. I respect and I love everybody that pulled up in the building, left a comment. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Much love to y'all, man. And until the next time, peace.